Here we go. Um, Started. UK drafts the Britons. Well, they are the Brits. Of course, they need to draft Britons. But that's probably going to be banned or sniped. I'll add this one as well. There are obedience for Norway. That could be for. That has to be for the either for. It's probably for Team Islands because of the dock bonus, but it could be used for two rivers as well for the same purpose. Portuguese. Viper wants some Orion guns in there. And Italians for UKA. Of course, this is a naval heavy map. King Boo and several of the others, they enjoy this naval place, so Team Islands should be interesting match for Norway to keep up with. Black Forest got banned because it's not being played or used, so that's out of the question here. Ethiopians, very likely to be a and Arabia Civ, Japanese, also naval civs. Norway going heavy on the naval civs here. They want to focus on for the first game civs already. They want. I know they have. I know they have something prepared for the Team Islands map, which could be. What should I say? Interesting is probably the word. Eventful. Mayans is for Arabia, obviously. And if not for the naval heavy maps, we would think Japanese or Dravidians or Portuguese could play on the land map as well. But these first three are definitely for the naval maps. We're gonna get to the snipe soon as well, but it's. Where is that now, actually? Are they sniping now? No, they're still picking. Huns. Two rivers. Most likely could also be an Arabia pocket civ. Okay, time's running out for them. 14 seconds. Probably another Arabia Civ now, maybe, so they don't neglect that completely. Well, they have Britons, but Britons could get sniped, so. Oh, it's very close to being signed a random there, but they got there. Getting another pick as well, Magyars, and yeah, for Norway, Franks, obvious Arabia Civ. Saracens could be used on land maps or hybrids. Malay for UKA. Another Team Islands contender. UK wants to. But it looks like so far they want to play water more than a landing. But I mean, if you have a good galley micro player on the Norway's team, that might be an issue for UK because if you have, for example, let's say you have Vikings and longboats and dancing around with those galleys first into longboats, you could really obstruct and stop things. You could even hold 2 vs 1 for limited periods of time. So, so that's something to keep in mind. A bit slow these drafts because you're discussing between 4 people between each pick and snipe. Right, Britons, that's an easy one. Frank's an easy one as well. Best pocket sim possibly, potentially in the game. But that's out of the equation now. They get Chinese. That's nice for Norway A. Great flank archers, Civ. The Chinese. There's Spanish. For 2 rivers, I assume. But I wouldn't completely discourage them on Team Islands either, actually, for a castle drop or mines. But they need mines for Arabia. They need mines for Arabia. Spanish could double as a Arabia pocket as well, but I'm sure Norway has better picks in mind for that. Lithuanians hasn't been seen yet. That's also a good one for 2 rivers. Oh, I know Norway has a list of civs, so I don't know what's taking us long. They're getting good yars. Probably works on most maps. Are they thinking Gurja's pocket on Arabia, maybe? Not a whole lot of Arabia Sims in. Arabia is Norway's home map, I think. If I understood correctly. Teutons on Arabia, really? They're so slow. Berbers is okay, but then you need to win early, kind of. Or survive into a camel archer exchange. But it's good. Berbers versus Mongols. But Berbers, that's likely for 2 lakes, 2 rivers. Not 2 lakes, but 2 rivers. See if there's something here. Yes, we are sharing the live streams as well. Has to be an archer or flank civ now, or... Okay, Khmer is... You know, that could be for a landing play on Team Islands as well. You could hide in the houses as Khmer, and you could do like a pretty fast tap. And just go straight into range, straight into the stable without anything in between. There's no Lithuanians here. But that's because they're banned. Hindustan is also banned. Byzantines banned, Vikings banned. Viper was probably hoping for Vikings for Team Islands, but it's also one of the strongest civilizations, so... USA? You mean UK? Sicilians for UK, typical landing sim for Team Islands, but could work in other situations as well. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Malians, almost certainly for 2 rivers, for a quick dock and fish start, and potential later in raids with Fariba cavalry. Burmese, I'm less sure about, but that's also, you know, a decent hybrid civilization. Hybrid map civilization. I don't see a whole lot of Arabia civs here. Maybe they actually have to play Spanish pocket on Arabia or something, but Spanish very very likely for the 2 rivers. But we have Gurars, probably Arabia pocket. We have Berbers, probably Arabia pocket then, if not for 2 rivers. Vietnamese for UK, it's gonna be Vietnamese, Ethiopians flanks on Arabia probably, and then Magyars, Hans pocket. So I'm a bit scared at pocket and flank capabilities of UK here, to be honest. Last pick for UK, and then they'll probably get the game going. Okay, this is Team Islands. Probably going to have a little bit of a slow start because it's really just 1 island each here. Lots of water, but with the size on land, definitely potential for landing as well. MBL is flaring that he wants to dock over here probably, or is communicating with the Viper about it. So let's have a look at the civilizations they picked here. The Viper with the Dravidians, indicating that he wants to invest into naval play. Dravidians get 200 wood per each HF, like instantly, like similar to the Ethiopians bonus, but with wood. And he also provides as a team bonus 5 population space per dock, which facilitates landings because you save wood for houses, and it also facilitates the fish boom for the naval players because you need to construct less houses. So some savings, especially in the Dark Age early game, sort of a hidden eco bonus for the Dravidians. And with that 200 extra wood, it's easy to get right to a blacksmith or a second dock or even a third dock for galleys play on flank. So that's why the Viper is playing on the flank side here. In the pocket we have MBL with the Malians, which is maybe not as commonly seen on Team Islands, but could be that I have a landing play in mind here. He's going with 5 wood. That's quite common to do on hybrid maps, water maps, to be able to afford a dock and to get started with the fish situation. Yeah. Also, if MBL is planning a landing, he's going to need extra wood, not just for the initial fishing ships, but also to be able to afford the barracks, archery range, stable, depending. If it's a landing play, and it probably is with the Malians, because long term on these naval maps for extensive Imperial Age fights on islands games. Because Malians miss Bracer. It's actually the only civilization here that misses Bracer, so Norway kind of dependent upon winning earlier. Kong here is with the Khmer. He's docked in the back. He's probably going to get a little bit of a fish boom going. Maybe he's going to go FC landing here. Maybe he's going to, or he's going to land in the feudal age, place an immediate archery range and or stable, and start harassing on the other side. So Khmer also screaming landing play here, but at least they have Bracer and they have decent naval options. 5 wood on Kong, for Kong as well, as you can see. There's Keller to the right, he's with the Saracens. That could mean galleys play, because the Saracens galleys, they fire 20% faster, or whatever that ratio is. But he could also land and play archers and break any walls more quickly. And what makes Khmer so good on islands? The fact that they don't need a barracks to place an archery range or stable when doing a landings play. It saves you a lot of wood, and it allows you to do instant, actually, if you have enough of wood, to do instant scout and range. Okay, they have a... Oh, Kong is pausing. Kong smoke. Is this the one? Yeah. I think we have a command for Kong as well. Ah, maybe not. No, Khmer is good for Team Islands because of the landing potential, the wood savings, and the uptime with no buildings as well. Yeah, that's you get some food boost from the fish as well, so that allows you to do a quick and smooth app. I don't know what's going on here. Late game their navy isn't that bad. They have Bracer, which is essential when playing the galleons and that kind of thing. I think they might, you know, why not just check? Actually, let's check the Khmer navy situation. So they get elite cannon galleon, right? They get galleon. What they're missing is shipwright, and that's kind of crucial in the very late game, because it has the ships cost less wood, build faster. Both very significant stats, especially the first bit, because Team Island games could run out of wood. Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Kong cleaning shit off keyboard.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, they're going. Oh, come on. Now what? Oh, it's Fangita now. Fangita wasn't ready, maybe. Or... the
Yes.
game is click.
Yes.
MBL is annoyed, probably. Yeah, so the Khmer, they will not have bad, honestly. But there's an issue with the Khmer that they're missing the Imperial Age technology that saves wood, and that could be crucial late game. So we're not going to see fast castle here from Keller, and well, Viper is going to play the galleys. He's going to play naval for Norway, but Keller is going up at 21 population here plus 4 fish. He has the Saracens transport ships with extra capacity as well. And we have Kong going up at approximately the same time. One more villager, 22 pop. While MBL might be going for... it's a little bit too low population to be a fast castle play, so yeah, he's going to play a landing as well. Is this a triple feudal landing play, actually? Let's have a look at the Brit side here. 2 docks for King Boo, so he's going to play naval fighting with the Koreans. Top side, only 1 dock for Nick. But... Here comes the second dock, so it could be that Viper will place at least a 2 vs 1 on water here, and then there's front docks from Pangito, the Sicilians. Transport ship, sorry, being cheaper for the Sicilians, while Hallis with the Italians has docked in the back, and that could indicate a fast castle play, even though he's at 20 villagers here as well. He's placing a stable at home, actually, so he's expecting the landing. He's seen through Norway's civilizations and plans, and he's going to get ready to defend with scouts already. So we need to keep an eye out for the transport ships. Kong has better transport of his own, and MBL has one with the Malians as well. Technically speaking, you only need one transport ship, right? And speaking of landings, here we have Fangita with the Sicilians, dropping the range on Norway's side. And we also have a landing on UK's side with MBL attempting something with the Malians here. The landing builders live. He takes out the scout of Nick as well. Hallis, however, already has Italian scouts out. MBL flexing the quick walls here, and he is going to get the range out. But MBL with no support here is going to struggle a little bit with this landing play, because well, Hallis already has 3 scouts out, and MBL is going straight for the archers, so he's vulnerable to scouts of his own. Let's see if Keller has pulled off a landing here. That's Kong with an empty transport ship. Did they land? No, he's dropped the stable at home, so he's adapting to the UK play here. He's going to try and track Sarah's movement. Maybe that was the plan all along, actually, but then Kong wouldn't have needed to make a transport ship. So Kong uses the scouts at home instead. Does he find the... Yeah. They know where the landing is happening, so he should be able to react to that. Keller with a market here with the Saracens. He has the... Wait, that's Fangita. Strong landing play from the UK here. They're getting a lot more out of the landing than Norway so far. And Hallis even dropping a tower right on MBL's production here, which means that the landing builders will probably go down here, and MBL might need to re-land. Keller adapting his... if he was planning a landing play, he's not able to do so now. He's going to do the double docks instead and fight with King Boo on the flank, and he seems to have comparable production to King Boo. Viper with the galleys up to the left hand side as well. He's with 8 galleys with triple docks production. That's perks of being the Dravidians here. But he's also up against the Bengalis, and Nick does get 2 extra villagers per town center as he goes to the next stage. Kong spots the Sicilian landing villagers. It's crucial to try and take them out, but there aren't any archers on the home island for Norway here. Long term, Fangita is going to be able to drop a castle here on the enemy land, but he's not quite there yet. Yeah, Kong doubling up on the scouts here. Probably didn't get any upgrades for the scouts just yet, but he's amassing enough to... Worst case, take a fight against the spears if he needs to. King Boo now has the numbers advantage over Keller here. Keller with 3 docks, King Boo with 3 docks as well. But it seems like King Boo has had a smoother production, or just plain better micro here, because he is more successful with the numbers here. Kong losing some scouts perhaps. Let's have a look at Kong. Viper taking out some eco as well, so he's doing well against Nick. Over here is focused down the fish. Only 2 fish for Nick here. The eco situation is admittedly ahead for Norway. It's full on feudal here. Lots of naval fighting. There's not going to be any Castle Age transitions anytime soon, as MBL's first landing just has been completely demolished here, and Hallis is on top of things. However, MBL has relocated to a different spot, and that's not been spotted by the UK yet, so now triple ranges for MBL here. On land, Kong is struggling to keep the archers and spears away of Fangita. He's only with 1 stable of his own. No, he's got 2 stables. He's getting bloodlines. He's also got quite a few more scouts queued. Still no upgrades other than bloodlines though. So So MBL drops a range at home to try and deal with the archers and spears at home base as well, but they need to do damage forward. Hey, bye Halo. I appreciate that. It's been fun to work with the admin team to make it a smooth event, and it's incredible how many matches have been played and all. Oh, your team bias, huh? Nah. Nah. Oh, you're Finnish. Yeah, I knew that. Honestly, I should have remembered. Keller, 17 galleys, King Boo with 22 Hallis. Sorry, not Hallis, but King Boo is going Castle Age here, isn't he? And that's going to be huge for King Boo in the fights against Keller here. He's going to have much stronger ships. He's going to have even more numbers. And his Mycor is just on top of things here. It's certainly matching Keller's efforts. Granted, naval play Team Islands might not be Keller's favorite map, but he's holding King Boo away here and is hopefully allowing Viper to make progress on the other side. Kong finally sniping the landing builders of Fangita as well. Now just to deal with the armies over here. And another wave of Kong's armies here joined by some skirmishers of MBL. Good team coordination here between the two pockets, I would have to say. Kong has the +1 defense as well. He should be able to focus down the remaining Sicilian armies now. The ranges, however, still producing archers, so it could still be an annoyance here. So I was talking about King Boo's castle age, but Keller is actually somewhat keeping up here, but he is outmassed by King Boo. I mean, either he's going to need to get some numbers help from the Viper, or he's dropping another dock. King Boo actually is still on 3 docks, so could be a way back. Actually, it's his 5th dock, and with some Saracen's market usage by Keller here as well. We might be able to tweak the numbers. Are we going to see any naval armies from Kong? Not really. Great push by King Boo down south here, takes out a dock as well. While topside Viper is chasing Nick. Nick is going deep down here, going to obstruct that Murfish boom. Kong halfway to the castle age as well. There's Nick's castle age, but oh, did he actually get the demo hit in there? That's nice for Kong, but look at Kong, he's going to lose lots of fish now. UK have spotted the back dock. Norway still in the equal lead, got a comparable progression to the castle age as well. And now Keller is fighting with home field advantage here. He dropped the extra docks here, so he's on top of the production. Could use the Saracen's market bonus to tweak the economy here as well. Tortugas, you mean turtle ships, or? So a flare, that's MBL's landing over here. It's got 4 rangers on land. It's going completely bonkers with the Malian's armies here. It's only 1 town center here. Keller got us around here now. I think he got some demolition hits in there as well. And King Boo now is losing advantage over Keller now in terms of numbers. Keller has more docks. Granted, it's not producing out of all of them currently, but now he has the numbers. Viper is pushing up north, so he's chasing away Nick's armies as well. Norway is about to turn this around. Yeah, the Thirisodai is galley countership though, more so than turtle ship countership, I guess. But speaking of Tirazadao, that's a unit that Viper can go into in the Imperial Age to really deal comfortably with galleys. No careening for anyone here, no ballistics. Ballistics is in, so never mind. Ballistics is in for the Saracens and for the... yeah, for all of the galley players, really. Kong will be losing his fish eco now, because Nick is still in the back here, but Nick is also losing. He's lost his fish forward. He's stacking up all the war galleys at home as Kong moves to the back to try and raid the backside of UK as well. MPL's landing still has... yeah, he's another wave of crossbows out here as he's trying to harass what he can on land here. But at home base, Norway extending here, Kong going into a triple TC boom with the Khmer as well. So if he loses the fish, he's less of a bad spot compared to the other side. Maybe, I guess there's triple TCs here as well. Kong over with some, are they light cav? Yeah, he's stray scouts converted to light cav. He's going to work together with MBL to take a fight up on the hill here. If they stay together, that should be a good one for MBL. Let's have a look at the upgrades. +2 is, of course, in for Hallis with the Italians. Maybe they're also just trying to distract the knights so that MBL can get the hits in. Oh, get in front of the crossbows then! MBL could... oh, choke point for MBL. Probably a decent fight, honestly. Using the stray light cavalry on land to deal with some of Fangita's landing presence as well. Some ships of the Viper to... maybe they were just on patrol. Forward TC by Fangita, because it's Sicilians, that's probably going to complete for him. And he could claim some of that gold and just keep up the annoyance here. Kong... similar, better upgrades than the Sicilians. No bloodlines for Fangita here. So Kong with massively better upgrades until Fangita can get the proper upgrades in here. Getting Husbandry though, something that Kong does not have. So once Husbandry is in for Fangita, Fangita has the speed to run away from Kong's armies here. Raiding the fish eco in the back here for the UK from the Viper. He's got some sizable armies to the side here as well. Yeah, he's definitely... he's got the numbers, right? Keller back on top of things. He's actually been joined by Viper over to the right hand side here as well. Perfect, getting a numbers advantage over King Boo now. They'll be taking out the Korean stocks. And King Boo will have to hold sort of a 2 vs 1 here. Granted, Nick is keeping Viper busy on the other outside as well, so there's lots of army movement on both sides for the Viper here. He needs to fight both left and right, or both northwest and northeast, so to speak. He's got 4 docks. I can only assume they're consistently producing here, but the Bengalis overall, Nick is behind here as Viper is fighting close to his reinforcements, while joining Keller and taking out King Boo's production capabilities as well. So King Boo will need to redock further away. Maybe he'll need to put up a defensive castle on the shoreline in the back to be able to redock and remass units here. Norway twice the military of UK now. MBL still has his production buildings on land. Fangita, however, is probably going to lose the landing here. Viper focuses the TC a bit. The Viper has said Kong. As Kong tried to flex some quick walls here, doesn't quite succeed. Now going to be raided by Fangita's cavalry here, but Fangita has taken much more significant losses at home base. Lost 25 eco units, whereas Kong... well, Kong has admittedly lost more, but he's still ahead of Fangita in terms of pure eco numbers here, because he has the fish still working a little bit as well, I guess. It's still great landing efforts from Fangita, who is taking out lots of economy around here. Oh, MBL losing the woodland at home here. That could impact his production on the other side, perhaps. And once again, Hal is cleaning up the crossbows here. 4 Rangers, 4 MBL, all of them producing. insisting upon that landing aggression here. King Boo somehow survived over here. He's back in the... almost able to match the numbers here now. Let's have a look at the upgrades, both with careening in now as well. Keller probably happy with the damage done here though. He's lost only 6 eco units this game. He's had 3 town centers at home. They do need to care with handle Vegeta's landing here, clean up the landing presence at some point though, to be rid of that annoyance. Yeah, Kong with 2 eco kills and 41 deaths, but he's still ahead, right? He's still ahead of Vegeta in comparison from a pocket perspective, so... oh, and Keller is going Imperial Age as well. So is King Boo. But Keller is a full minute ahead here. That could be incredible for Keller, especially considering that Koreans don't get demolition ships, right? So usually a way to even out the numbers on water is to go into fast fire ship and or heavy demolition ships. But since Koreans don't have that, King Boo will have to rely on his own... yeah, he could maybe mix in some turtle ships in the back, but... we'll see. Okay, so Kong is really... he's playing this defensively on land for Norway. He's allowing MBL to do the landing business, and MBL has done 40... taken out 40 eco units. That has to be 40 builders then. Imperial Age is in, and the Viper is on the way on the other side as well. Nick, not so much. Nick still in the cast age, and Viper just obliterating his docks on the top side here. So Norway definitely winning the naval side. UK also... I won't say they're losing their landing just yet, but Vegeta is all on his own here now. And as Norway controls the sea, as long as this landing gets cleaned up, then we're looking at a great situation for Norway. Some guard towers on the shoreline here for King Boo now. It's budget castles, if you will, to protect the reinforcements here. War docks going up in the back now. Hallis is going to go into the water as well to assist King Boo over here. Hallis gets fast fire ships. He gets basically everything as Italians. As you can see from the cavalry numbers here, Kong is on top of things here. He's been playing land defense all along, basically. Forward castle attempt for the Viper gets denied. He'll need to bail on this castle, but he still could drop the north side to... yeah, exactly. To make it more awkward for UK to start any trade here. Another failed castle for the Viper. Maybe he's been taking lessons with doubt, but he could just send more builders forward and get this eventually. Vegeta still has land presence. Galleons both for Keller and King Boo, but Keller has Bracer in already. King Boo needs to research it, getting shipwright, getting oh sorry, that's Italians, but getting shipwright as well. But also losing wood access here. And the back wood line is getting smaller as well. The overall eco efficiency of UK, I mean, it's comparable, but Norway has slightly more eco numbers overall. I think Norway is in a good spot here. MBL with some crossbows at home base as well. Yeah, they're going to clean up the landing of Vegeta now. Vegeta has lost the military presence on land. He's going to lose the buildings as well. Seen Kong making some ramps here and stuff to do. He's placing war stables as well to double up on the production. Fast fire ship now for the Viper as well. So he's making the switch to aid on Keller's side probably, because they... even if they haven't seen it, they must be suspecting that since there's no landing on UK's side anymore, the Italians will be going into fast fire ships here. Nick finally going Imperial Age as well, but he's barely got any military at all. Keller with massive galleon numbers advantage. Look at the upgrades of King Boo as well. King Boo, yes, he has Bracer, but I think it's missing chemistry still. And that's hurting. Yes, he's missing chemistry, so that hurts a lot in this fighting. Keller took out his university, I believe, on land there. Brilliant move, forcing King Boo to rebuild the university and losing a lot of time researching the upgrades that already it takes long. Need to focus on the fast fire ships though, focus down these ones, otherwise the Saracen's galleys will be going down quickly here. We have some... Didn't I see some cannon galleons in the mix here as well? 4 cannon galleons, that's to deal with the towers. No Tortugas. Castle going up on the shoreline, easily dealt with cannon galleons. Can only assume that Dravidians as a naval focus team also get that building. 2 landing builders for Fajita here. And Stonewall themselves in, these are Sicilian's villagers, so this castle is probably going to go up. And once again, Pangita is going to be massively annoying on that. So you have the option of First Crusade for some quick military boost on homeland as well at some point for Pangita, if need be. How many times are you going to flare a landing Kong? Or a transport ship? Go, 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 MPL, go! Drive my transport ship, for fuck's sake! Hallis doesn't even manage to snipe it here. Oi, oi, oi. I can only imagine Kong shouting. That was like 6 flares to tell MBL to send these 5 knights over. MBL hasn't been playing water, so he doesn't have careening either. I think Kong needs some Saracen's transport ship help from Keller here or something. Castles and dungeons for Fajita now. The Viper is going to lose some wood access here because Fajita's castle covers that. But it's within range of cannon galleons, so that should be possible to take out King Boo with the help of the fast fire ship of the Italians. Has been allowed back on the water now. Keller down to 24 galleons, but he's got 10 dogs producing as well. Keller might need some assistance here though for this to work out. 2 castles for the Viper on the hill here. He wants to contest the trebuchets on Pangita here, and he'll probably succeed in doing such. And Kong can dive in to take out the trebuchet as well, so good team communication there to be able to take out those. Lots of things going on at once here for the Viper. He has to focus on land, and so he can't focus exclusively on the naval fighting anymore. He needs to attend to the landing play of Fajita, and while also trying to hold the naval aggression away. Little bit of trade going on. Let's go to the trade stats. Norway definitely ahead in the trade, but it's nothing huge as of yet. 10 docks for Koreans and Italians together there. Galleons. Viper might benefit from mixing in some Tires Dai here now, won't he? Or maybe he doesn't want to do that against fast fire ships. UK, you have the military lead back now, don't they? They have a fast fire ship switch working out for them. Kong has gone into Cavalier on land, so it's once again the landing has been cleaned up, so there won't be any trade raids on Norway's gold, but they're also not doing too much on the enemy side. The landing has been spotted by King Boo's Koreans armies here, so MBL's castle doesn't go up, but his stables did for now. But the Halberdier already in for the Sicilians as well. Lots of barracks here for Pangita to pump them out. UK fighting at 226 military still anyone's game. This it's very close total population. Norway has the eco advantage. They have a better trade as well, except for Kong, who didn't start trading yet, but he's also dropping down the markets. Now castles on the shoreline, more docks going up as well. UK is playing for the naval game, and why? I mean, honestly, when it's gotten to this part of the game, UK have a massive advantage because MBL can't provide the water with the Malians. He doesn't get bracer. He might be able to add some cannon galleys, some fire ships, or something to help out, but it's just not a civilization that does well at this stage in the game. Kong has been able to transport over quite a few units now, might even be able to deny a Sicilian's castle here actually. Pangita, does he get the quick walls up in time? They are Sicilian's builders, so they build stupid quickly. Looks like the castle completes, though the stone walls keep the cavalier out, or they just... Oh, it gets denied! Look at this quick walling! So many transports for Kong. Hopefully he has... Yeah, he has 20 space in the transport ships. Sending over 5 builders for MBL to make new landing buildings or drop a castle maybe. But the naval situation is dire for Norway now. Keller doubling up on the war galley production as well. Oh, UK are not to be underestimated. King Boo is he's a solid naval player. He loves naval maps on this thing and water normal and these things. So and as with UK, they play together all the time, right? So most of these players have played together a lot. I'm sure they have way better team communication than Norway because they play together frequently. Norway really doesn't. MBL, forget what I said about Note providing water. He does get fast fire ships with Malians. So he is indeed providing. Thanks for the follow-up, Zim. I think that drew on water. Yeah, maybe they were a little bit too slow to the push and allowing the Italians in. But it's easier said than done. They were focusing a lot on the landing as well. Yeah, Nick's been doing good as well. Oh, thanks, the ghost. Nice to see ya. Is this I appreciate the timing. It's Norway losing a game to UK, and then the ghost decides to gift 5 subs. Nice. Viper over here with Keller now. Let's see if they have the numbers to keep up here. I don't know why it's going in this direction though. Maybe it's going for the... Is it going to go all the way around to help out with this? Communication is definitely key. I need to find a way to mute these alerts later, but... Let's see for the... landing play of MBL again here. He's got some barracks up, so he's back on being annoying on land over here. Kong with the cavalry as well. MBL now with the infamous Champ Scarls for the Malians. But looks like even Champ Scarls with full upgrades can withstand Galleon fire, at least not in small numbers like this. These are Cavaliers from the Sicilians. They are Hauberk Cavaliers, so they are massively better than Kong's Khmer Cavalier, unfortunately. Kong got huge numbers though, so but Fangita is on top of things, is walling things out here. That there might be No, Kong would have needed to sneak through that gate for this to work. But the MBL is trying some landing business over here. Viper took the long way around. He's now got a huge mass of galleons here now to take up the fight against Pete again. With cover fire from Kong's castle, the markets have gone down, so that stills the trade from Norway for a bit here, while UK still have trade running. Still, massive numbers lead for Nick here. Norway down to 40-50 less military than UK. Keller again with more numbers than King Boo over here, but King Boo constantly flees back to the keep defense of the Koreans. Another reason why Koreans are very useful on naval maps. Not only do they get the turtle ships and such, but they also have the war wagons for the castle, which is a strong land unit, and they can get the tower upgrades instantly, so they don't need to spend resources or time getting into guard towers and keeps. So you could defend your shoreline this way as compared to placing defensive castles. King Boo definitely with the numbers here has more galleons stacked. Obviously he's got chemistry in by now, and their upgrades are comparable, but King Boo's galleons actually move faster, so that could become an issue for Keller. So Nick taking a good fight over here. Would have to say very much a positive KD here for Nick. He pulls away, but maybe it's just pending reinforcements or is needed elsewhere. His galleons have pulled over. There are some fast fires from the Viper here as well. He seems to he has more fast fires here now than the Italians. Going to clean up this fight. Oh, imagine if Keller could join in over here now with his armies, but he needs to be at home base here and keep up. The landing situation not really working out. UK have the trade working out for them, so they're probably, yeah, gold is going to become an issue for Norway. They have to rebuild their markets, don't they? Only one market to trade with. Okay, so they're decent. Yeah, don't worry about it, Bielo. It's can't know everyone, right? I don't know that much about pro players either. By community tournaments, I like to focus on anything from the 1000 to the 2K2 on the old Elo range. So I know that player specter better. So pretty darn annoying raids from Vangita on land here, but think Kong has that sorted. But Norway, they realize that they are losing the naval fights here. They are falling massively behind the numbers. They've lost their trade since the markets went down. UK 1, Norway 0. It's just not enough naval power and not strong enough naval units for Norway. Nick was set significantly back earlier by the Viper, but he managed to get back into it somehow. And you know what? When one team has efficient trade and the other doesn't, that's already a concern. And then the timing of the raids of Vangita here, managing to land with the castle again, with the Sicilians constructing the castles at light speed. It's just not much to be done for Norway. We're going to go to Arabia next, most likely, unless Norway choose to pick UK's home map. But honestly, well played on Norway's end as well. They're up against a team that where many of the players play together frequently, and Norway, sadly, they just don't. They just meet for these national events and don't really play together in practice, for all I know. So they just meet for the matches mainly. And that's obviously showing here that communication is better for UK. It's paying off. The timing of Hallis joining in with the Italians on water when Keller had the army and technology superiority, for example, or just the clinical timing of the raids and landings of Vangita working out so well. And the initial landing plan for Norway was also spotted immediately. Hallis went for a defensive stable, picked off MBL's landing. So the first wave of archers from MBL didn't really do all that much. Keller with the highest economy though. Collected some relics. Uptimes should be quite comparable overall here. And King Boo only 96 villagers. He was victim to quite a few raids. Nick with the Bengalis had 3 TCs in the end, so maybe he got a little eco boost as he entered the Imperial Age as well. But yeah, nice first game. That's Team Islands going down for Norway. Let's mark up the Civs as well. Italians for UK, Bengalis, Sicilians, and Koreans, whereas Norway tried with Khmer, Malins, Saracens, and Dravidians. Going to Arabia next. It will probably have to be Berbers, Gudjaris pockets, and Mayans Chinese flanks. That's almost a given here, considering the last one is a hybrid map. Whereas for UK, Huns, Magyars, faster stables for the Magyars, right? And Vietnamese, Ethiopians flags, most likely. I think we're good. I think we're live. And we can just... we'll probably need to keep an eye out here, because we have MBL on Team Norway that might coordinate some blaming efforts here. MBL actually on the flank as Chinese here, so... But he moves right out anyway, unless he just wants to push in the deer for... added food boost for the Chinese here. 27 seconds idle this time, but yeah, he's not going to have much more than that, I think. The food sources. Found a nice chunky woodlands in the back here. That's perfect to have the bulb in the back, actually, like that. It's and MBL always finds a way to wall anyway. So MBL on the left side. Yeah, Buddy is true Cloud Legion member. He's gone for the... It's actually Viper and MBL on one side here. They've played lots together, as we know. So they are going to make life tough for Hallis and Nick on the other side here. So yeah, good Jars pocket for Viper. MBL with Chinese. In the pocket, we have Buddy with Berbers. I don't think he's going to get away with a wall of straight-ish fast castle with the Berbers here, although that would be absolutely dominant. But the distance over to Keller's side is so far, it's not really an option. Oh, he's a founding member of the Cloud Legion, wow. I knew he had some history, but I didn't know he was that significant in the Cloud environment. So Berbers, Mayans on one side, Keller playing as the Mayans, he gets the cheaper archers. And yeah, longer lasting economy. His berries are horribly forward. His 2 golds are forward as well. At least he has the main gold in the back and the back woodline. Alright, let's have a look at the UK side here. We have Darvoy with the Vietnamese to the left hand side. Higher hit points on the archers. Rattan Archer from the castle as the unique unit. So higher hit points archers or archery range units, access to Imperial Age or access to Imperial Skirmisher for the whole team in the Imperial Age as well. Whereas the mines have an easier time to remass their ranged units because they are cheaper as you go. 10, 20 and 30% cheaper throughout the game. The archery range units for the mines. Or is it just archers? Archers. Pocket position for King Boo. He's going to play the Magyars here. He gets forging instantly, so he is going to be ahead of the Gudjars and Berbers in that regard. However, the Gudjars for the Viper, he has the Camel Scout as well, which gets bonus damage against cavalry starting in the feudal age. So that can be an awkward fight to take for and the other civilization going for the scouts. It's quite early scouts built here. Very early, all in almost approaches from UK, or not all in, but it's very early. It's Nick going up at 19 pop scouts with the Huns. We have King Boo with an 18 pop in the Vanguards. Doable if you push the deer, of course, and giving you an extra food boost. And then we have Darvoy with the Vietnamese also for the 19 population up here, but probably going up with that low population. Look at Norway, they're going to be lower in overall population, but they are going to go in at a healthier economy, and they might even be able to obstruct a little bit of the gold income or delay everything happening here. The barracks timing is on point for Darvoy though, so this should be fine. MBL gets hit point off Nick, so he has an advantage in the fighting here. Viper joins in as well, so but even so, with the Viper just seconds away from Feudal Age, this is a fight that Norway can take. Feudal Age timing better for UK, but look at the seconds, 15 seconds, and does give enough damage to deal enough damage to Nick's scout as well. That's a stupid bonus of foot archers. Yeah, so archers and plutes are cheaper. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Oh, King Boo and Darvoy with the harassment on Keller's Woodline, but most important. I guess they delayed the ranges a little bit here, but they are going to go up for the mines over here. Viper with the Camel Scout is going to win that easily if he gets another hit in. Double ranges for the Eagle Opens. That's going to be the case on every flank here. MBL with the Chinese bonus, he also gets cheaper upgrades. Two lumbercamps on the same woodline though. That's not necessarily ideal. That's easier to idle all of it if you scout that and get there. Yeah, some nerds like to play around with the scenario editor. Some good work at idling the economy for King Boo, forcing Norway on the defensive here. Buddy joins in, the weak villager carefully placed a little bit away here. Might go. No! Good spot by King Boo. He's gonna get the kill. He's gonna get the kill. That was either lapse of attention or just bad pathing from Keller. They're probably the latter. Pathfinding has not been too pretty lately for AOE to it. It tends to switch up a little bit with each patch. Keller rolling in towards the TC now, but is being hit by the Vietnamese archers here. Buddy with 4 scouts. Ideally, the Berbers want to get to the Castle Age well ahead of their opposing pocket because of the cheaper cavalry. Army-wise, I would say Norway has the tiniest bit of edge here, though, even with King Boo's forging with the Bugars. But they're not coordinating. Keller and Buddy aren't communicating well enough, and just like that, King Boo gets an almost 2 scouts advantage here. Viper and BL, on the other hand, FPL even mixing in a skirmisher or 2 here. Sneaky move in a team game, but if you can pull it off, why not? Viper also hitting Hallis's woodland on the other side here, almost taking down the scout of Nick as well. A little bit of TC fire, messing the map here. It's just great team coordination on all sides here. And BL, as I said, he always finds a way to wall right, and now he's got 2 lumber camps. He's got the perfect tower here, protecting both the gold and the wood. He should be defending this nicely as it stands for the moment. Keller running idle here with the Wyans. He's the one taking the most damage right now. He's not able to produce from the town center, and that's because of the Betty's position as well. It's quite forward for Keller, and he hasn't gone into farming economy yet, so he's really going to struggle for food now until he can get some farms down. Keller, what's going on here? Oh, even with Mayans economy, that hurts. Look at the idle his time for Keller. He's falling massively behind the villagers here, and is getting constantly harassed by the Brits as well. Weak villagers here. There should be some easy kills for Darvoy here. If Darvoy spots it in time, the weak villagers being pulled away finally. Placing the farms for Keller as well. Oh, he's going to take such huge losses here. Keller here, and Hallis for the time being is defending efficiently against MBL here. Once again, great match from UK here. Military-wise, it's somewhat similar. It's UK just slightly ahead overall here. Let's have a look at the upgrades here. Buddy is lacking all of the upgrades in exchange. He's also got lower numbers. It means that he's spent way less resources and still should be able to get to the Castle Age more smoothly. But being constantly on the back foot here with Viper and MVL not necessarily doing enough here. 11 scouts from the Viper now. Yeah, he's idling. It does idle Alice quite a lot here. MBL joins in with another wave of units as well. Can MBL defend this for long enough? Walling in towards the TC. Huge group of archers here, but look at the woodline. It's thick enough for MBL to be safe here for another couple of trees until he replenishes the lumber camps and all. It's scouts numbers from Nick keeping up with the Viper. Also getting bloodlines. That's one that Viper has in already. Viper with almost fully upgraded Feudal Age scouts here now, only missing the +1 attack, and he's getting that ahead of Nick as well. Moving on to try and get some raids in on either pocket maybe. King Boo just about to complete his walls. Or maybe Viper is using the mobility to get all the way over to Kellar's side to help out as well. MBL being hit by archers at all, but he can't really do much about that. Did something? No. Thought I heard a chat sound or something. Look at the woodlands, it's perfect for MBL, just outside the range. Slight advantage for the Brits here. This is going to come down to micromanagement, but MBL has the skirmisher in the mix. No, they're splitting up. Viper says nope. I'm out of here. Castle Age now all the way for Nick, the Hans player. And as is the case for Buddy, so his Buddy is almost keeping up here. MBL Viper take a good fight at home base here, cleaning up essentially all of Hallis's forward armies here. Big fight in the middle as well for the Vietnamese. It's a better fight for UK, but looks like they are going to get the hill here unless Buddy can deny it as well. And King Boo has the scouts superiority here. He's also going to the Castle Age, so Norway lagging behind in the progress here. Viper about to click up, just now clicking Castle Age is significantly behind. The other pockets is also not full walled at home, so he is subject to raids unless him and NBL can keep the aggression up here. Ethiopian's masses for Hallis also growing larger again here. I guess MBL is going to be up well ahead though, so that could be a factor here. Viper could potentially stay Feudal Age for longer. Hunt's gotta go Paladin, Bagger, Cab Archers, Vietnamese for Elephants, Pratons, Ethiopians for Siege Help. In the very late game, maybe, yeah. Ethiopians have all of the siege weapons, so. Castle Age is in for Nick. What's the stable situation though? Is dropping a second TC immediately. That's a healthy economy running behind this. Didn't lose a single eco unit. And to be fair, Norway didn't lose all that much either. They are matching the economy, even with all the aggression that's been going on here. And once again, Buddy picking off some archers, but kind of forced to take the fight of his own. But now he's in the cast stage with the Berbers, with a healthy farming economy, though not completely wall at home either. He could mix in camels if need be, if he's fighting only cavalry. But they are on the back foot here. They're about to find the gold of the Viper, who is able to keep the raids away for now. He just now reached the cast stage. He actually started massing camels before the cast stage kicked in, which is something the Gurars can do because of their camel scouts instantly upgrading to camels. So interesting to see some camel scouts in the queue before, while on the way to the cast stage. Only civilization that can do that for a cavalry unit is the Gurars. Still got the scouts alive as well. That might be worthy of a light cab upgrade, either for raiding purposes or otherwise. Nick gets some small raids in on Viper's home base, but all things considered, Viper has survived the push nicely here. Norway only 4 villagers behind, only slightly behind the military as well. And in the progression towards the cast stage, Hallis still has a while to go, so there might be some potential damage here, but MBL running right into King Boo's armies here with the crossbows. It's only light cab, but it's enough light cab to be an issue here. As Buddy joins in on this side now, leaving Keller on his own on the top side. But these mines is gonna be fine, you know. Yeah, Norwegian campers see. What did you know? That the Ethiopians had the full siege tech tree, or that you could mass camel scouts that instant upgrade into camels. Okay, and BL with a nice wave of crossbows here now. Probably at 3 ranges, or about to be soon enough. Yeah, he's got triple ranges. He's getting Thumbring, I can only assume, to boost the attack. Yeah, the camels, indeed. Yeah. Hallis still not... well, he's up just this second. He does have more archers than MBL, to be fair. MBL and Viper, Viper going into the second town center as well. MBL is on flank, so he can't really comfortably boom just yet. 11 camels, 12 light cam now. So Viper now matching the military of the other pocket here. Got quite a few light cam join in here as well, and now they move in to try and set back the Huns a little bit here, because the Huns have 20% faster working stables. That goes for that's their team bonus as well. So Norway need to offset that somehow. They're going right for the production buildings, which are forward here for the Huns, and I think this will go down as well, because you can't comfortably quick wall behind this. Nick is going to take a beating at home base now, but he's being joined by Hallis's crossbows here now, and I think UK have a better army situation here than the forward armies of Norway. Unless Viper sends the Shrib Amshas right in front. King Boo joins in with the cavalry, but so does Buddy. But UK definitely, if they coordinate properly here, they are going to have the numbers advantage. But now Norway is on the offensive. They're forcing UK on the back foot, allowing them to stabilize the economy at home and get back on track with the army superiority. Triple armies here in the middle now, as you often see in the high-level team games. They coordinate all of their armies to take the best possible fights. And it's just a slight advantage for UK, but look at the upgrades. The cavalry of Buddy especially is missing all of the attack upgrades. He's going to struggle against the Magyars here because of that. Great fight for UK here, but it doesn't really change the overall situation that much. Topside Keller with the Mayans against the Vietnamese here. He is outnumbered. Keller, how many ranges now? He needs another range, I think, but he's adding siege, so he's going to mix in some Mangonel here, but he's taking suboptimal fights here against the Vietnamese. Maybe he has Thumbring and Darvoy doesn't. That could be something to Think about seconds between attacks 2.0. No, in fact, Vietnamese has Thumbring here. And Keller does. Yeah, one of them has Thumbring and one doesn't. Norway behind on the economy, behind the military currently. Oh, fantastic timing of the raids of King Boo here now. Back with the Magyar's cavalry at Keller's base. Keller with a quick follow keeps the cavalry raids from running right into the woodland. He'll need a house or something, stone wall segment behind this to keep the woodland safe though. Another wave of quick balls. House here maybe. Palisades, that works as well. Direct him right into T-Spike. King Boo is going to take losses now unless he pulls away. House, foundation, quick wall. Oh, okay, yeah, good raids from King Boo on the mines. And House Center obviously stays unbuilt down here as well. Keller is all on his own. And where are Buddy's armies? Where's Buddy? Buddy is all over there, all over on the other side. Keller is going to take massive losses here. Look at this villager count going down just like that. And yes, he's the mines, but it's going to take a lot to recover from this. And that's the Arabian Snowball for Norway with the numbers advantage, but they're way behind in the economy currently, and UK pocket's not really getting hit. They're just extending their booms into 4 TCs. To be fair, Viper has had 4 TCs for longer than King Boo here, but Buddy is maybe actually went into multiple TCs here too soon as the Berbers, because if you extend that economy too soon, you aren't going to benefit as much from the cheaper cavalry production out of the stables. Okay, big fight in the middle here. Norway, hit points advantage. Imperial Age on the way for MBL as well, so he's going to get Arbalest. Could definitely help the push a lot here. It's actually going one TC Imperial Age here with the Chinese, but the Arbalest power spike here with at least 50 crossbows to become Arbalest, that could really be a game changer here once it gets Bracer and all that in. Viper with Chatirias here, isn't that the one that has the armies cost less food? I mix up these technology names, but I think that's the one. %25 less food for military units, yeah. Defensive castle at home for Viper as well. Should he ever need to make something against Halberdiers, he could go into the unique technology. Yellow with the second TC now is going to try to reboot back into it. Is really pretty much out of the game now. He probably doesn't have much economy to speak of here. It's only 36 villagers. Massively behind, and but with the Imperial Regime for MBL and Bracer Arbalest coming in here, and a forward siege workshop that could go into siege rams eventually, could maybe shake things up a bit here. Viper arguably fully boomed here as well. Now we have Arbalest for MBL, right, and the Arbs of UK, that's only Darvoy, I guess, but oh, look at the cavalry from Buddy. He's going to take out a lot of the Vietnamese crossbows here now with assistance of Keller, which means that the Arb power spike is going to be hurt by that. Another wave here. Viper actually joins in to take out some crossbows over here as well. All the more important to chase them now. Oh, we need Buddy over here right now before the upgrades kicks in. Yeah, this is going to be happening soon enough. UK takes the hill. Once again, they have the numbers superiority here. No chemistry yet for a bit. Oh, chemistry is in, actually. Massing the arms has a sizable chunk of arms, crossbows still for Hallis, but he's also approaching the Imperial Age. Massive raids from Buddy over here now, but look at the army count. It's not keeping up with the other pocket players here, really. King Boo gonna join in here as well, as Viper and Will tries to take the fight against Hallis here. They really need to diminish these crossbow numbers before the Arbalest upgrade can kick in for the Ethiopians. So Sri Vamcha riders raiding about as well. They dodge archers attacks, so they're sort of a designated counter unit against archers. It's actually the fact that Viper is massing quite a chunk of them now is really helping out as well, as it takes some focus away from the big battles over here. King Boo joining in. This is going to be lots of army masses going down for Norway yet again here. MBL going to lose lots of arms, and he's pushing together with Viper on Hallis. So Hallis at least is taking some hits here, as Keller is re-establishing economy here. He's going to have to, I think he's just going to have to commit to gas stage armies for a while, because we need numbers here. This is hinting towards a potentially super entertaining series between the UK and Finland. Yeah, absolutely. UK are playing so well. Fantastic team coordination. And just overall better draft, maybe? Nick is here with the Huns Cavalier. He has so many of them. Buddy not really keeping up, and he's going Imperial Age just now. Camels mainly from the Viper is hitting Imperial Age as well. The problem is he's going to have to take the fight here before he can get to Heavy Camel. And of course, with this mass of camels, you want to get Heavy Camel in to take a proper fight. MBL finds a choke point. Shiri Bamchas also taking and going at Hallis's Ethiopian's arms here, but Paladin is coming in from both of UK's pockets here, and that, looking at the situation currently, that should just be a game changer, a game decider really for UK, because Norway quite simply doesn't have Paladin ships. You have Berbers. Yes, in the Imperial Age, the Cavalry is cheaper. They get fully upgraded Cavalier and Heavy Camel, but Viper has to rely on Heavy Camel and maybe Shiri Vamchas for raids here, as he does, and yeah, overall population is closer than the game would indicate here, but UK's army coordination and has just been better, judging when and where to fight, basically. Buddy coming into join again. He's going to go into Heavy Camel most likely now. I think that maybe he'll get into his horses as well. We're trying to secure a trade route here. Keller stonewalling for dear life here to try and buy some time. Is he going to complete the time? I think he just kept the paladins out, so that's a clutch move from Keller. But will he complete all of the sections here in time? He's got the top side as well. I don't think he knows about this not being open, but maybe UK doesn't either. No, they definitely don't know. Big fight down here, MBL with Chinese rocketry arbalists. But the paladins get us around, so, and there's cover fire from the arbalists downhill as well. But keeping the paladins busy at least. Viper got +4 UT, Heavy Camel and Conscription. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's chemistry then. Oh, that's right, it's for the Chukonu and siege weapons, it affects. Anyway, it's got fully upgraded arbalists working here. MBL still 1 TC though. Only 1 TC here. So that's a concern. This is snowballing out of control from over here, unfortunately. UK, they have 70 more military. And Norway just not able to do enough damage. Viper keeping an eye out on the trade setup here, as happens at this stage in the game. No caravan is in yet for UK, but they have started. They have commenced trade at least. Castle forward, stealing Keller's very forward golds. So an unfavorable map generation for Keller with buyouts, that has to be said as well. Heavy Camels fighting against the Paladins here, but Heavy Camels massively outnumbered. MBL taking hits here. His town center, only town center at risk of going down as well, is trying to relocate and flee, but it's twice the military for UK now. They have an economy lead as well. And it's just... It would take a mess up of a lifetime for UK to lose this. I'm sure they need to... UK needs to mess up bad here for this not to go into the hands. Alright, thanks for stopping by, BLO. Much appreciated. MBL is desperately trying to flee and reboom in the back here. Yeah, setting up on trade. He could probably go full trade sling to help his team here. That could maybe be a way for the rest of Norway to help out, but Keller just now going Imperial Age. He's desperately attempting a reboom here, but look at the forward castle. It's not. Yeah, it's open as well. So it's not like they're safe from raids here. It's only a matter of time until UK breaks through over there. It's still twice military and more economy for UK. They have a better established trade as well. Finally, Imperial Age in for Keller at just past 50 minutes here. And it's going to take some massive raiding efforts for Norway to get back into this. Armlests from the Vietnamese here, 51 of them. And will of course chase Buddy away here. And look at the stone walls for UK as well. There's some clever stone walling going on here. Going to secure a lot of the map through this kind of walling, while a collection of like 50 paladins here is attacking what's left of MBL's home base, which means that if MBL is going to feel any military at all here, he'll need to rebuild the ranges in the back. He needs to get some kind of economy going. He doesn't have any economy at all at the moment. Buddy seems to be a bit low as well, even with this boom currently. Trade is running for Norway, yes, but it's going to take too long for that trade to kick in for them to be able to get back into it. And besides, they don't have a paladin civilization. Maybe if they had Hindustanis here, and they also took Franks, but that got sniped. But maybe if they had Hindustanis here, that would also be, with the Imperial Camels, a way to get back to it. A little bit of raiding efforts here from Viper, but Norway just still losing position here. To be fair, they're catching up in builder count. But gold and just pure army strength, that's going to be the issue here. See the raid to the trade line as well. There's not much here to stop that. We see some camels being, or heavy camels committing to cleaning up the paladins, but they are in the trade now. UK are in the trade of Norway. They're going to deny any potential reboom of MBL as well, and just completely take out any gold income of Norway, and that's what they need to get back into this. Keller needs to get Arbalests or something on the field. It's committing to some skirmishers now, but UK are creeping up to the northwest side here. Darvoy with another Vietnamese castle, and lots of trebuchets running in here. 63 arbs Also investing into some trade here, and he's going into pikes against the cavalry that Norway has working for them as well. Yeah, castles on either side. Nick on the right side here as well with the Huns. He's gone into siege ram, which not only tanks archers fire, but also quickly takes care of buildings. Decent fight for Norway here, but with the trade that UK currently has going, it's kicked in fully here now. Caroline obviously in as well, boosting trade carts speed. No raids on UK's trade whatsoever here, so they'll be able to just replenish these paladin numbers. Look at the queues here, 60, almost 70 paladins on the field for, or in the queue, I'm not sure, yeah, on the field for King Boo now. And paladins and hussars being queued by Nick as well. And BL in the reboom mode here, he's got skirmishers trying to fight paladins over here, pulling the armies back to try to prevent raids here, but Norway has been crammed onto less than 1/3 of the map over here, so. But UK is winning, yeah. UK, they are playing very well. They play together frequently. That's not something you can say about the Norwegian team, so preparation clearly pays off, especially when there's some skill gaps among some of the players, but that's to be said about Norway as well. We only have 2 of the absolute top players, right? And then or Keller, arguably, maybe we have 3 with Keller as well as a team game player. At this point, I'm wondering why Norway still thinks there's a chance here. They are 60-70 military behind. They're losing economy yet again, and siege rams hitting from this area. I mean, what army composition can Norway make here to hold off these paladins? They have heavy camels from both Berbers and Gudars, yes. 20% cheaper for the Berbers, but that's no match for the Armless. And Mayans, arguably cheaper Armalists. And that's it. A GG is called. UK taking a 2-0. Alice taking a beating early on, but he held it well against Viper and NBL on that side, while Keller got absolutely caught off guard early on, but he didn't have the best of maps. If you go back to like the minute 7-ish here, you can see Keller's resource positioning here, so it might be the only one with forward berries, 2 very forward golds right next to it, easily denied by ranged units, and then he had the back woodland and back gold, so that's decent enough. Back stone as well. Maybe he needed to play it more defensively. And otherwise, just looking at the other maps here as well, it was forward berries for King Boo as well, for example, and this main gold of Hal is also suboptimal. So the truth is, UK just played it better. They played right into the fact that Keller had a nasty map spawn. Let's have a look at the stats. Wheel 3 for the Viper with the Guriar's pocket. Darvoy dominating with the Vietnamese arms here, and King Boo with a countless amount of paladins, basically. The economy situation should be well ahead for the pockets of UK, though, yeah. Again, I feel like Berbers should stay once easy for longer in these scenarios just to really benefit from the cheaper cavalry for longer. Everyone below 9 minutes for the feudal age share, with 1 population less for UK. Seemed to work out well for them. Hallis, as you can see for the late castle age, he took quite the damage at home base. And Norway just played the extended feudal age together with King Boo's scouts to keep Norway busy. So that's 2-0. Which makes the group less interesting for Norway, I'm afraid. They really have to win the last game now. But I don't think it makes a difference since Norway lost 3-0 to Finland. They will need to win 3-0 versus Denmark as well. And we'll see how UK plays versus Finland, but it's looking very bad for Norway for the time being, I have to admit. So that's Arabia for Norway A. That goes down, leaving us only with 2 rivers as the last one, which is a very fun map to follow, to watch, to be honest. 2 rivers, I think it's Burgundians, Malay, Persians, Mongols, not Goths, but could be Goths as well, but I don't think it's going to be Goths, it's the last pick as well. And it's going to be Berbers, Portuguese, Burmese, Mayans for Norway, I think. Not Mayans, but Spanish for Norway. Berbers, Portuguese, Spanish, and Burmese. Did I say Berbers? Now I'm getting sleepy here. Portuguese, Japanese, Spanish, and Burmese is what I mean, not Bohemians, but we'll see. Here we go, third game. And this is the setup for 2 rivers. Okay. Interesting spawn. We have Viper as the Portuguese down south here. He's going to have a potential very good land boom here with the space he's got in the corner here. Same with King Boo up north. So Viper, but he's Portuguese, so there might be some intention to play water here, unless he wants to play Oregon Guns on land. To his left we have Kong as the Japanese, who is going to be up against a bit of a struggle against Fangita. Right to his left here, just to his left. Fangita showed some real strength in the first Team Islands game, but Kong also kept up nicely with Fangita's landings and rush, so I guess Kong could also attempt to wall off on land to keep the aggression out from this direction, and then you just wall the crossing and Viper gets a good economic start as the Portuguese. Keller with the Burmese here in... It is kind of a pocket position, right? This as well. He's in the middle. I'm sure he wants to get to Arabai, but Burmese, they have a nice fish boom potential as well, or fish economy start potential, as their wood lumber upgrades kicking instantly. I think it's fairing where to dock or something like this. That Keller is going to dock north, or that Keller needs to dock both sides maybe. I don't know what that means, but or maybe just that MBL takes some responsibility over this side. Yeah, so Burmese, probably a unique unit for Keller, and maybe some naval fighting, whereas MBL is with the Spanish. He will want to get to the Conquistadors, but he's in a suboptimal spot for that. But as we know, MBL always finds a way to wall, so he's going to somehow secure his position here. His gold situation, I guess he could get to this one if he scouts it at some point as sort of a safe one, but his gold situations aren't ideal here. A bit far away from the town center and the main gold being forward here. Oh, find this. Looks like Stake has gone into an early loom here to be on the safe side with docking builder with the Mongols here is got the potential to go up real early with the Mongols with the hunting bonus, bringing in food 40% more quickly. The Elus is a starting scout to MBL's TC, so Stake now effectively blind against MBL's efforts also diminishes the potential of scouts working together with the shared vision that they have to harass economy in the early game. Top dock for Nick. Generally speaking, huge naval investment from UK. MBL going 20 pop up here with the Spanish. He's gonna go Benetton's towers, isn't he? Or just towers. Plain towers. He doesn't even care about naval fighting. He's just shouting to Steam, "Oh, I'm gonna go towers. I don't wanna go conks. Don't wanna make fish, blah blah blah." So for the time being, it's a free fish boom for the Brits. That's probably why telling Kong to scout the shoreline for the dock investment of the Brits. Actually, they haven't scouted this at all. Keller also doesn't know anything about the dock situation of the Brits over here. MBL now just moments away from, 30 seconds away from the fuel age, but his villagers have been spotted. He is in trouble here. Instant range for Stake. So instead of going for naval flight, did a scout actually? This scout did see there's no dock, so they know there's land aggression coming. As MBL scrambles up some quick walls here to at least keep the villagers safe. But he's going to face one of the scouts of the Brits as well. Okay, the range goes up first. The range goes up right on the stone, but MBL also gets the first tower up on the stone of Stake here, so Stake can't really go into tower defense here. Keller helps out in the fighting here as well. Triple docks for Kong, so Kong playing heavy water here, but he's up against the Malay, which could be scary because you're going up at a higher population, but just as fast with the Malay here. MBL second and third tower coming up for the Japanese here, but the Spanish, they build more quickly towers. Fajita walling off here as the Malay wants to keep the land situation safe. That's an ambitious wall, but it also keeps any land aggression out from, at least from this direction. You could still get up a transport ship and land or something as Team Norway here, but Kong with some galleys for days, producing galleys out of all 3 docks here now. Also queuing more fish. Maybe he's feeling confident that he's winning the legs here. You don't. I mean, yes, you need naval control. Kong is essentially protecting the fish for 3 of Norway's players here now, which gives Norway an eco advantage. The UK also had 3 docks up north, not contested at all, so they don't even need to invest in naval military at all up north. A huge eco bonus for UK in that sense. And that means that the towers of MBL is doing slightly less as well, because there's food economy and water anyway. Allies, Wotsock. Oh, the forward builders of MBL going down. He's at 24 builders. Very, very weak economy at home, obviously, because he's going for the tower rush and didn't dock or anything at all. While Nick with the Burgundians has gone into some scouts here. How did they get over there? They're crossing on this side, so MBL going to be subject to some scouts aggression at home as well. Means that Keller will have to play scouts on the defensive. Kong with the galleys forward, and he's got the numbers over Fajita, but does he have the micromanagement to deal with the orange player here. Is playing right into UK's plans here now, having the Japanese player completely committed to water. Viper even going into some fire galleys here to help out a bit. I'm not sure if that's even needed with Kong's investment currently. Oh! Vegeta with the sneak. Vegeta's been playing versus the Viper on Black Forest, Rage Forest games. It's probably not an unknown scenario, but might also have an agenda, wants some revenge against Viper here for many Black Forest games where things have gone different ways. King Boo with the Persian scouts out and about as well, but with the added eco from the fish, the Persians should be able to go up comfortably here as well, and they seem to have some form of team wall beginnings in the middle there to keep the crossing safe. They're about to secure the whole. They're UK almost able to secure a full trade route in the top corners already while having this crossing secured, so that's good tactical play to wall in a way that keeps this crossing to UK and UK alone. Yeah, you told me about Vegeta's shenanigans, and boy, that's going to hurt. Well hid in the corner, so one of these walling villagers at some point snuck over close to Viper space. That's going to catch Viper massively off guard with lots of archers right into his economy while he's busy trying to fight a little bit for water. And yeah, he's invested into 3 fire galleys total. Lots of scouts on the field as well. Keller has the upgrades for the Burmese. That's the case for King Boo as well. No upgrades for the Burgundians though. Bloodlines even for Keller, so he can take some comfortable fights here against the other scouts. He has superior upgrades, but that's all of these upgrades that's going to delay his progression to the next stage as well. Viper, first player by far in the castle age here, gets the town center up in time here to secure the secondary gold against the archers. Has taken some eco losses. I'm not sure if that's fish or if that's land economy. Could be a mix, as Kong is completely committed to water with the Japanese here, but now dropping the barracks, planning to go into some archers, skirmishers, whatnot. Oh, at least we're going to get to see some Orion guns here, because his Viper is dropping a castle very much forward here. There might be scouts to snipe that though. Most of the scouts have gone down to Keller's efforts. MBL forward tower is not really doing too much here. He's placed some defensive towers as well to keep the archers of Nick away, but that delays any, or that takes stone away from any castle investment for Conquistadors later. Where are Viper's castle building? Oh, here they are. Here they come. Forward castle for the organ guns. Kong also starting to work on the walls to make sure that Viper's organ guns can find their way through. Once the castle is up, you have fire from the castle as well. There's a stone pile here that could be taken for Conquistadors production as well. Norway, all of Norway going to the castle stage, as is UK, so UK has the advantage in that regard. The economy situation looks quite similar, but UK definitely going to reach the castle age earlier and going to get that castle age economy snowball rolling earlier as well. Oh, good reaction by Nick here with the defensive castle. It's not like this castle was a secret with the walls revealing exactly where it happens. If you're Age, of course, you can deal with this castle with cannon galleons from the water of Norway, but in Castle Age not so much, and your only or best options at least are petards or battering rams to deal with Burgundian's castle. Immediate Houstilier production as well. Fangita is getting massive value against Kong here on the home base of Kong. Kong is basically tasking all of his villagers to place a TC on stone and the woodland here, and he's gone into defensive units, yes, but he's also not really with a unit mass here that can comfortably deal with crossbows. Fangita is everywhere. Viper forced into some Scorpion defense here, and the berries and gold getting idle. Another TC going up, so Norway still nearly keeping up with the economy situation here, but Viper needs to find another point of entry here to avoid the castle fire of the Burgundians. Maybe it's gonna put up another castle here and breakthrough or something. Finally, the Spanish castle from the MBL protecting his main goal means that some conquistadors might see the battlefield soon. Siege Workshop Monastery for Keller as well. Monks to convert knights and mangonels to deal with crossbows, but huge. Huge for UK to delay the Spanish castle so much anyway. MBL already with a weak economy is losing villagers along the way, 8 villagers lost. Eco KD at a ridiculous 26 for Fangita, but that's the forward raids here. Now he's placing forward stables as well, and Viper still hasn't found or been able to deal with the sneak villager at least. Not enough stone for another castle for the Viper. Costilia mass increasing as well. Is that enough organ guns to one shot? 16 to... nah, not quite, I think. Almost. Almost. But the organ guns also have a minimum range, and the Costilia with their charge attack are going to clean up these organ gun raids. Viper, yes, going to get some eco pickoffs here as Nick sends in the Costilia again. Full charge attack back for them, but with the range of the organ guns, at least there's a chance of sniping the Costilia at a distance. Yeah, Canada playing at the exact same time as this set, unfortunately. Suppose that was a 3-0 as well. And BL still not able to get the castle up for the Spanish. Great work from UK here with the crossbows and knights investment to keep denying MBL's expansions, and the fact that UK has had this lake uncontested the whole game is really beginning to show in the Viper's taking the matter in its own hands now. 2 docks forward. He wants to take the fish away from the UK team and maybe try some transport shenanigans or something with the organ guns. It's doing some damage, to be fair. Viper has a 29 to 28 KD. His finally, the forward villager has been dealt with as well of Fangita, but the damage definitely done if you look at the Eco KD here, 28 to 14. The 14 mainly on water for Fangita. Or lost on water for Fangita, I mean. Castle lab for MVL, so he's going to be able to get some conquistador raids in here. The land armies for UK still not out of range. Forward stables now producing elephants for Fangita, but that's not going to be a threat for the Viper or Kong here. Maybe a little annoyance or tickle, but nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, King Boo in the yellow with the Persians here, getting some raids in on Kellar's base, who is on 3 TCs here now, and joining in with some monks forward with MBL to heal up the conquistadors and potentially convert units at a distance. At the same time, we have Nick just 1 minute or so away from the Imperial Age here, and he's gonna get some trebuchets out here and deal with Viper's one and only forward castle here. 5th TC coming out for Kong, so he's trying to recover from the economy losses earlier on. Also going Imperial Age here, but what's Kong's Imperial Age composition here? Looks like it's going into the Arbalests. Defensive castle now for the Viper. Knows that there's some forward shenanigans at work here, but the Burgundians' economy has remained untouched the whole game. Cavalier just now completing just at the same time as Imperial is completing, and with the discount of the Burgundians, instant Paladin should be affordable as well if you're going for the Paladin line, and there aren't actually any Paladins on the field. But Nick has been distracted a little bit as well. He's going into fast fire ship as well to try to... Wait, he's gonna take this lake, isn't he? He's gonna dock here after dealing with this castle, and then take out the fish food income of Viper and Kong. And I think that's the plan here. Conquistadors, monks of Keller and MBL extended the Castle Age push here, but they're not staying together, so it's going to take some serious monk micro here from Keller to to convert some crossbows here or get a proper mangonel shot in. Doesn't happen easily. Monks at risk of being sniped big time by the crossbows over here, but the second mangonel joins in, and that makes the micro all that much harder. Now Norway's full on crazy with the forward efforts here. So many monks from Keller, monk siege from Keller, conquistadors from MBL. There aren't really that many land units for UK to deal with that. We have a stake going to be stuck in the castle age for a while longer. That's too many crossbows for the Kongs, isn't it? Keller off position again. 2 mangonels chasing, but MBL is going to lose conquistadors here in these efforts. Battle 68 goes down actually for Stake. I don't know if that was the Conquistadors or if Stake actually was responsible for that. That's a lot of monks for Keller, but the Castle Age monks, does he have redemption in? I wonder. Quite a few crossbows going down there to the Conquistadors, and monks action 3 mangonels. No, what's this stone situation actually for? Yeah, King Boo is going to be able to get some, at least one defensive castle up here. Goes up on the crossing. Fast fires now out for Nick, but no careening or anything. So maybe Kong's feudal galleys will still be able to stop this for at least for the time being. They need to do something though, but maybe also, given the land development, these fishing ships could be considered expendable. There has to be some ridiculous economic damage needs to be done by Norway here though to get this game back on their hands. Oh, that's a lot of that's from Pangita. Oi, oi, oi. Forward stable. Ballet elephants here. No monks for the Viper. I bet he wishes he had Keller's monks over here. Organ guns not really enough to deal with this, and the TC is going to melt just like that. I mean, I've seen the stables, so this was, I suppose, avoidable. Elite skirmisher coming in for Fajita as well as Kong has channeled his inner arena clown here and sent over halberdiers, Japanese halberdiers with the siege tower while he's waiting to break through here and get some raids in with the Viper. But there's a forward of Fajita to be considered here as well. Some quick balls from Viper, quick gates to keep it out, but this is not the time where Viper wants to keep the organ guns at home. These guys need to be forward ASAP, but there's a little bit of presence forward here as well. Along with some military and the halberdiers. Not really. That's why Fajita is going into skirmishes, right? Because it's not prepared for the Japanese halberdiers for the time being. Hussar is in for King Boo though. That should slaughter the monks here. as the triple stables night production is pumping away for the yellow pocket as well, and while Norway seemingly has a military advantage currently, they are, especially with MBL, significantly behind here in the economy, and military is once again 1 TC. With a all-in style tower rush. Tried to get to the conquistadors earlier, tried to scramble up a castle again, but now King Boo is here with the cavalry, could dive in at the very least. Delay this significantly. MBL finds the choke point though with the conquistadors, and I think the castle completes. Quite a few cap transformers for Kong. Panjita is scrambling up a defensive castle, but he's also doubling up on the skirmishers, and there aren't any cavalry units here for Norway to deal with the skirmishers. We'll need some light cav, knights, something here. Maybe Kong could field some of that on his own. The fish economy is going down, but there's barely any fish left to be taken, so maybe their UK are doing Norway a favor with freeing up some of that population space. Not to say that the population space is the issue here though, because Norway is at 410 pop, UK at 644, a comfortable 200 population ahead. As the army flood just continues for King Boo over here, and the push is coming to a halt for Norway to the left side here as well. Hand cannoneers now out for Nick. Maybe the organ guns would be decent against that, but then there's the paladins to dive in as well. When they get close, they'll abuse the fact that organ guns have minimum range. Couple of castles going out for Kong here though, so at the very least fortifying the... Wait, there's one from Kong and one from Viper actually, but it's at the very least fortifying some of the land position, but it's open over to the left hand side. That's thanks to the fast fire ship over here, so the paladins are still able to raid. Speaking of paladins, King Boo has the paladins out, the Persian's paladins as well. It's nearly 50 paladins now, has essentially had an untouched economy the whole game, and just having the time of his life raiding the area around here. Trebuchets out for Burgundians, protected by hand cannoneers. Armies of Kong could maybe keep up with the hand cannoneers somehow, but there are elite skirmishers potential for Burgundians here as well, with the everything in GG well played. 3-0 for UK. A great performance from a team that's to be reckoned with in the tournament, and absolutely not to be underestimated. It's clear that strategizing, talking together, practicing, and preparing proper drafts for the maps they want to play, it pays off, clearly. You see how UK early on secured this crossing here through walling on this side, so they were already thinking long term at minute 25 to set up trade in this corner, because of the broad crossing here that favors trade as well, rather than thinner crossings like this. There's actually 3 crossings down southwest here as opposed to 2 topside, so it yeah, 2 Rivers, tough map to defend. I think Norway should regret not picking Arena. Maybe Black Forest would be tough against UK, but on Arena or any... Yeah, I'm puzzled as to why Norway didn't pick at least one closed map here, but they had some strategies in mind that didn't really pay off or work out for them. And UK gets rewarded. This means that Norway is at best going to get third place in the main stage, so they are out of the competition for for the main stage, if I've understood the brackets correctly. But they can still get third place if they beat Denmark, I think. If they 3-0 Denmark, I'm going to need to look into that a little bit further, but at least some, what should we call it, consolation points for Norway would be appreciated. Nice little sneak move by Fajita, classic old school Black Forest style sneak in the corner. Certainly did lots of damage with the elephants. How did he mass that many elephants? How did he manage to sneak that many elephants? They even knew that they had scouted the stables, so that's puzzling to me. But it is what it is. Let's browse through the stats. Massive KD for Nick there. Got a very nice economy rolling for the Burgundians as well. Probably going to have the eco score, yeah. I think it feels like it was a mistake for Norway not to take this pond at all, this lake at all. Because there was for so long the Brits had the free fish boom on this side. They put up a nice fight. They actually won the southern lake, but they really need to contest both to not give any such advantage to the Persians and Burgundians that are strong economic no matter what. 1652 castle for the Viper, but Fangita's sneak effectively countered that. Really messed up Viper's economy on land. And with the other counter, Nick could have even gone Flemish Revolution just for the flex here at the end game. But that's it. UK taking the 3-0. All right. I think that's gonna be it for me for today. And see if you can pass you along to someone. T West is actually casting a controller show match. So maybe we should pass you along to T West for some change of content. But then again, Blackadder Space is casting the Bronze League of Nations Cup.